you're back. Welcome back. It's Danganronpa time. Shut up. We don't even have an intro. This trial is already batshit crazy. Let's just get into it.
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
Yeah, you know what? I think that phrase was perfectly good for skipping an intro. Damn, that's a good point, Kyoko.
Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap? We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Oh, don't fucking tell me you are gonna try to throw me under the rug. Oh no, Kyoko. Oh, serious? Is she seriously gonna do this? Is she seriously gonna try to throw us under the bus? Huh? Oh, she is. Oh, that's nasty.
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
Oh shit, she's gonna use that tarp. She's gonna use the tarp as evidence. Oh, the tarp in the tool shed. Oh, Kyoko, you're dirty.
All it would take was covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something at the scene was used to cover the body. Could have been tarp.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place.
Wait, but that's jumping to so many conclusions. That's jumping through so many hoops just to make that evidence work. What? I am so confused on this. Why? But why?
In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
What? I'm so confused. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But there was no blood. The body.
Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I want to refute what Kyoko said. Okay, but how? How do I refute that? Body before the explosion, wait, what? Oh, the body before the explosion. That would have to be it.
The killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Wait, hold on.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
Yeah, because if the tarp was actually there, for one, everyone would have seen it. It would have been hidden in the shed. And two, it would have been exploded. Come on, people. Even Kyoko. Like, I get that Kyoko probably doesn't know a lot about this information because, you know, she wasn't there for the explosion. She didn't know any of that stuff was happening, but still.
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Thus washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
What does that even mean? The blood was camouflage? What does that even mean?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers,
I'm so confused.
they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Oh, the blood from the chicken. Oh, shit. Yeah, blood from a chicken. That would explain why there was one missing. Yeah.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it.
Also, the tarp would have had to have been there visibly, and everyone would have known that the tarp was there because everyone was there when Makoto doused the body in water. Also, because there was a fire literally right there, the tarp would have been burned.
The ground was completely clean.
How are we ignoring these details?
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Interesting. You know what? Now that she brings all this stuff up, yeah, that makes sense. I was expecting, like, she was trying to use the whole, like, tarp and the body getting wet thing. I was like, oh, you'd have to put the tarp over just the bottom half of the body before dousing in water. But that makes sense, since I didn't even realize that the coat wasn't actually on the corpse. It was laid on top. Weird. Oh man, now I'm back to being confused.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Yeah, I knew someone was gonna bring it up at some point. Yep, it's the knife that Makoto had.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. So, is Makoto just not going to tell anyone that he was attacked by Mukuro before she died? I guess that makes sense, because then they'd really think he did it.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body. It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So...
Wait. Dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with... Okay. Never mind.
You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Mukuro.
Oh god, I don't even know. Okay, so exploded body analysis. Burned body that was running because this ever soak of the body remained dry. And then disguised dead body. Body which the tarp prevented from later. They removed the tarp, suspect broke the jacket of the body.
It's the same one we
The stab is what killed her, right?
No, that's not it. Okay, I'm a little confused on this one. I'm gonna be
The
honest.
knife we found lodged in the dead. It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
Fuck. Never mind.
Shoot!
I was thinking maybe like, oh, is this gonna be the part where Makoto actually tells everyone that he almost got stabbed himself by Mukuro? No.
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
No, fuck! I have no idea! I have no idea now!
Shoot!
That was my only thought!
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
No. I feel like I already did that one. Yep, I felt that. Fuck! I have no idea! I literally have no idea. What is wrong? Okay, give me a minute to recompose and fuck it. Oh, God, I don't know. I must be forgetting something. I really must be forgetting something because I have no idea.
I refuse to give up yet.
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
The one we gave to Makoto.
Yes, I had to look it up because I have no idea, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand this.
If he did have
I
that
don't
knife,
understand how this is what I have to say.
Well, getting stabbed is what...
I honestly have no idea. I'm such an idiot. I feel so dumb because I don't know what this entails.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro.
I don't understand this because there's no evidence that confirms that like the stab wound itself isn't what killed Mukuro. There's no evidence so far that's been presented that confirms that. All we know is she got hit on the head once, she got stabbed and then exploded. I guess getting hit on the head killed her, maybe? I don't know.
That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember?
No, I actually don't.
The killer covered the dead body with the tarp and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. But that still doesn't confirm that the knife isn't what killed her, because you could still stab her with the knife, pull the knife out, cover up the body, then put the coat on and then stab through again.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see. The Monokuma file? Because it says that she got hit.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Okay, so you know what? Yeah, no, I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't get that information right.
Oh yeah, I sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Then the knife
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Well, they're smart, because it worked, because even I couldn't figure that out.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic-level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Why do I have to tell her? Whatever, it's the bomb.
A gun! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
This is why I feel so stupid about not being able to deal with that bullet time event, because everything else is so straightforward. Yet that one slip up, I could not figure out for the life of me, to the point that I had to look it up. And even after I looked it up, it wasn't like a, oh, I figured it out. It's still like a, what? I'm so confused. I feel so stupid.
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Oh god, alright, well let's see if I can actually figure this one out. Oh, it's just one. Okay, You'd think that'd give me hope, but it doesn't.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
The knife was a cover-up, and all those other wounds of her body weren't fresh. It only leaves...
Then, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Shoot!
No.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
No, that's wrong.
I don't know why, but in the back of my head, I thought, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. Turns out I was wrong. It was.
Died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with a metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
Oh, damn. Toko, dear lord, girl. Oh boy, you need some help.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
It'd have to be those arrows, right? It's the only thing I can think of. The real murder weapon. It'd have to be those arrows. And the only one who had access to them at that point was actually Kyoko.
I got it!
Because she was the one with the key.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird. Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right! I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. What? What secret? What? Oh no, I'm confused. Oh, I'm back to being confused. Okay.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin. Talking back to Master! You have no right!
Yep, definitely confused. Oh god, I've been able to figure this one out. Shit.
The titanium arrow.
Thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thick.
There we go. Hey, I actually figured something out for once.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? You even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Wait, no, she has been to the dojo, because we saw her there. We literally saw her there, and on top of that, she had the key. Because, like, obviously Bianca is going to present the key, but literally we've seen her there. We've seen her there. We talked to her there. Oh, why? Why would she lie like that? That doesn't make any sense.
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
And we're gonna do that next time. Thank you all so much for watching. And next time on Danganronpa, we're gonna present that evidence that proves it. Oh god, Kyoko's probably the killer. Oh shit, that kinda just, wow. That kinda just clicked into my brain. Holy shit, Kyoko's probably the killer. Oh boy, well, alright, we'll figure that out then. See you later, everyone.